classic problem of World War I, when soldiers who were opposite each other in the trenches for more than 6 months stopped shooting at each other. It's a very interesting form of cooperation because you don't do it by talking to them. But anyway, the whole theory is considerable elaboration, and since that book has been written, there's a good deal more of it. But it makes the point that if you have a large group of people cooperating on maintaining some system, then all the rest of society cooperating on trying to stop them doing it doesn't necessarily work. And you have to have something that actually penetrates, breaks into whatever they're doing by some means. Now, Sarvodia, to bring this back to poverty, in Sinhalese. Sarvodia Shramadana Movement, sarvodia.org, in Sri Lanka, has a village development program which is in more than half the villages of Sri Lanka. But they began by going into outcast villages. For some reason, although they're not Hindu, they have a good deal of the Indian caste system. And showing the villages how they could organize themselves and eventually become prosperous, and in the process lose their outcast status. Because the fundamental thing about all kinds of ethnic discrimination, caste discrimination, class discrimination is discrimination against the poor and ignorant. And if you're not poor and ignorant, then they can't maintain it because they have to deal with you. Happened with the Irish here, and happened with a lot of groups in a lot of places. It's also clearly established that a small cohesive group like Hasidic Jews or Gypsies or Quakers could have a radical effect on an economy just because they all trust each other, even if nobody else trusts them. And the Quakers, of course, got to be trusted pretty generally, and the Gypsies never. But they still had significant effects. So that's enough of history. Let's go back to what was missing. Anything else that people know of that's missing? What would you like to see?
Well, I'm going to suggest healthcare.
Yes. Healthcare, we're already doing a certain amount of this. I'm sure that some of you know about the fact that there are Google Summer of Code projects.
We're not doing it in any serious way, in my opinion, because we have been unable to provide a model according to which organizations interested in healthcare can purchase laptops.
Right. But I'm trying to say,
But we fixed that 2
made
days
a
ago.
start. There are some projects.
Yeah, possibly.
There are people trying to reach out from the laptop side and the Partners in Health side to see if we can get laptops deployed into.
Guys, we had pizza
maybe
out here. I sent them away. It wasn't for us. It was for the wrong address. They arrived with like 5 large pizzas, but it was for Ashent or something like that.
That's too bad.
It was. That too was for us, and you.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I should have, but he
That was
wanted
a really
the money,
bad
so I
decision.
didn't have it. Too bad. It was the right time, the right place, the wrong company.
So pizza will be.
No. We
sometime.
won't have pizza. We should go to have lunch somewhere, and we'll see
In
each
15
other
minutes?
again at 2 p.m.
Okay.
We'll have Marco on.
No, I actually.
Ah,
I will
did
just
you?
give the
But
word.
let's do that later. I'm not done.
Okay, we have
We're-
Michael on activities as building blocks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Partners in Health is doing OpenMRS as open source software. That's the medical record system on one of their mailing lists. And it's a natural avenue of cooperation to talk about putting the client on sugar and having
It's particularly
children.
apropos because Partners in Health's countries of greatest interest already overlap substantially with the ones.
Yes,
Both
Haiti,
and
Rwanda,
Peru.
yeah.
And Rwanda.
Yeah, Peru, right. And some people may have seen the RX for Survival program that talked about the Partners in Health unauthorized demonstration of treating multi-drug resistant TB in Peru, which was so successful that World Health Organization reversed its policy of letting them all die and told governments they should start treating them now. So yes, so it's a natural starting point. If that works, then I'm pretty sure a great deal more will follow. But it means, and this is a task that is clearly a sugar type task. Somebody could take OpenMRS and do a design for a sugarized client, not the full professional medical client, but something where children could gather medical data, health information from their locality, and it could be reviewed before it was formally entered in the database. But that information could then be taken from all the participating villages and neighborhoods and mapped nationwide. This would be a significant public health program in the same way that Google now has a demonstration program. It's not official yet, but it's a demonstration program that by mining their online data for queries about flu, they can determine where flu has started up in the United States 2 weeks before the CDC can officially announce it, through their normal channels where everything has to percolate and takes a certain amount of time. So we have definitely a possibility there. We also have similar possibilities by collecting weather data, and we can look at many other kinds of data. So another organization that we can put up here is Yukon River Intertribal Resource Council. Which I'll spell out. Let me get this up on the website. This is more than 60 of the tribes and First Nations, as they call themselves, in Canada and Alaska, all along the Yukon River and all its tributaries, dedicated to cleaning it up to the point where you can drink from the river again. And one of the methods they use is to take a canoe down the river and sample the water every 15 minutes, so that by looking at places where pollutants appear, they'd have a 15-minute segment of riverbank calling for the source. Hey, Yama, we missed you.
I'm sorry, it was
It's okay.
conference call with Bolivia.
We'll have a chance to continue the conversation. We have a list on the left of items that are out of scope for Sugar Labs and OLPC. We have a very partial list on the right of programs and organizations that want to do various parts of that. And now we had just gotten to the question of, we've gotten to the question of healthcare, and that had led us to some topics where we can actually do sugar activities related to a partnership with a particular organization.
Did we ever follow with Donde No Hay Doctor? Somebody was going to try to get the copyright for the content to be used by us.
I don't
remember?
I don't know of anything happening with it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, sorry.
it's an item on the list.
What happened with it, as I understand, is that you're speaking about where there is no doctor?
No, it's I'm sorry. It's a book. It's called Donde No Hay Doctor. Originally
Yeah,
it was
right.
published in
So,
Spanish.
yeah, it's published in many languages, and it's available for free for non-commercial use. And,
Oh, is it?
The mom introduced various people from OLPC to the organization that publishes it and
Excellent.
acquired all this information. And we also, the people that she introduced to them were able to request the original Illustrator source code for the book, which
Good.
they have, and which they were in the process of using to publish versions nicely formatted for the XO. And that's the last I heard of it.
Yeah, well, we can get together on that.
How can we follow up?
Yeah.
To you?
Yeah, we can get together and follow that, sure. Now, I've been on several mailing lists where there's just tons of content. If we can get the people to talk to the right people and do the conversions of file types and do the formatting and so on.
So, and it seems to me that given the people here show markedly limited interest in directly pursuing
Mhm.
all